How to make your next business meeting productive and interesting. If you thought business meetings were always boring, think again. You can make your next meeting more fun and engaging. The first thing you need to do is change the atmosphere. In a lot of offices, meetings are an extremely formal affair. Deviate from this trend. Consider changing the location to some place which is more informal. If you're holding off-site meetings, then you can go the extra mile and actually have a themed meeting. A good sense of humor and a sporting attitude goes a long way in making even the most uninteresting of meetings into an interesting affair. No matter how much you concentrate on the themes and special locations of your meetings, if participants are not willing, it will remain as boring an affair as it always was. Hence, the first thing to do is break the ice between people and help them get their sense of humor out in the open. There are 12 things you can consider to make the next meeting more productive and result-oriented. Define the purpose of your meeting. Take a step back and think about why you need to have this meeting. A clear definition of purpose will lead you to a clear structure for the meeting. Some common purposes are communication of information, problem-solving, decision-making, team bonding, building alignment, and sharing of best practices. Make sure all participants understand and buy into the purpose of the meeting. Set a clear agenda. Once you have defined your purpose, you can create an agenda to achieve it. List the subjects that need to be covered with the duration for each topic and specify an indication of outcomes. Share the meeting agenda well in advance with additional, if any, background information that people need to read. Set the tone. As the leader of the meeting, you set the tone and model the desired behavior. Are you formal or informal, lighthearted or serious? Each of these styles will set a different tone. The leader needs to show each participant that they are being listened to and respected. A warm, genuine approach will facilitate cooperation and collaboration during the meeting. Start and end your meeting on time. Practice good timekeeping habits by starting on time and sticking to the duration. This avoids the natural fatigue that creeps in after a certain point during the meeting, as the delegates are aware of the fact that this will be done at a certain time, and so they'll be prepared for the same. Punctuality may not get everybody on board to begin with, but it'll eventually catch up. This means that some of your delegates may be missing when you start the meeting on time, instead of waiting for all of them to join, but as it is a mandate practice, it'll rub onto others as well. If you get into the habit of waiting for people to arrive, you will not encourage punctuality. Ending on time is respectful to all participants of the meeting. Let everyone participate. It's important that everyone participates in the meeting, shares ideas, and gives suggestions. To facilitate this, an open and respectful atmosphere is paramount. Let everyone share his or her perspectives and add value to the problem-solving or collective decision-making. Have fun. Encourage people to communicate in an appropriate but playful way. A serious idea does not have to be heavy-hearted and morose. Laughter is an energizing force. Contrary to old-school beliefs, time is not necessarily wasted by adding levity and humor. Balance, control, and flexibility. Run the meeting, but do it with balance. Your role is to keep the meeting on track, moving towards achieving its purpose and agenda. Stick to your topic. Don't beat around the bush or deviate from the original idea, but be flexible enough to explore a new idea or approach, even if at first it does not seem to move towards achieving your objectives. Allow time for some creativity and spontaneity. Ask questions to make your team participate. Being approachable does wonders with your team. It encourages them to share feedback, listen closely to what is being discussed, as it will create an atmosphere conducive to idea generating and creativity. Review understandings and actions. At the end of the meeting, review the agreed actions and agreements. Actions need to be specific, precise responsibilities, delegation of tasks to respective members. Additional resources required for the completion and a deadline for completion are some of the refined and structured working system. One of the most discouraging situations is when there is a lack of good follow-through, and many of the good ideas generated appear to have fallen into a black hole. Hence, a proper follow-up to help them with progressive blocks is imperative. Hold parallel team discussions. Sometimes the outcome of a meeting gets bogged down when the expected outcome is not met. This often happens when you need one or all of the following: other people, more information, more time, or a different environment. When you see the meeting getting bogged down, bring the discussion to a close and take an action to address the issue in a separate forum. Have a meeting rhythm. Don't make meetings a once-in-a-while affair. Set a meeting rhythm where you meet at a timely interval to follow through with ideas and execution. Essential meeting rhythms provide the recurring patterns of discipline that demands accountability. Rockefeller Habits and Gazelle's coaching suggest companies to have daily huddles, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual meeting patterns to be effective. Review and evaluate. On a regular basis, review and seek feedback on how well the meeting is being received and if it is achieving its purpose. If it is not, try a different approach like bringing in a professional coach or facilitator to intervene. If you have some interesting meeting ideas, please feel free to share in comments or write to us. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe.